Hello everyone, welcome to Cloud Institution again. So today in this video, we're going to see another real-time interview question on private versus public subnets. Okay, so what is private versus public subnets? The interview question. So the interviewer may give you a real-time scenario-based question. Okay, so the scenario-based question will be, okay, so I have I've created two subnets under same VPC named subnet 1 and subnet 2. Okay, so out of these two subnets, one subnet is private subnet and another subnet, so another one is public subnet. How to find which subnet is private and public? Okay, the question is very straightforward. Okay, so I have two subnets. Okay, so can you just show me, which subnet is private and which subnet is public? Okay, so by seeing overall, we cannot identify that which subnet is private and which subnet is public. We may have to check the configuration, see, so which subnet will be kind of a, which subnet is private and which subnet is public. Okay, so now if you want to see the, if you want to see the output, so like if you want to see the check the answer, first of all, we need to understand what is private subnet and what is public subnet and how this works. Okay, so let's say for example, as he mentioned that, as the interview mentioned that this is VPC and I have created two subnets inside. Okay, so the interviewer has already mentioned that out of these two subnets, one of the subnet is having the, one of the subnet is public subnet, which means that this VPC is already having the, okay, this is the VPC. Okay, so this VPC is already having the internet gateway attached. Okay, so for example, internet gateway is attached over here. Okay, so with this VPC. Okay, so internet gateway is attached over here. Now, so let's consider this subnet is a private subnet. Sorry, is the public subnet, maybe public subnet, and this one is a private subnet. Okay, so how do you differentiate? Where do you find these subnets? Okay, so let's say for example, this is public subnet one, subnet one and subnet two, subnet one and subnet two, subnet one and subnet two. Okay, so now how to identify whether this subnet is private and public? So now what happens is that we must be having a two route tables. Okay, so as you can see here, we must be having a two route tables. Okay, so one route table is this one, another route table is this one. Okay, so the route table, so the private subnet has attached the route table to this one. Okay, and then the public subnet has attached the route table to this one. Okay, so we can name it as a, okay, public route table, and this one is a private route table, private route table. Okay, so now how do you know that whether it is a public route table and private route table? So if it is a public route table, and we will be having an entry on internet gateway. Okay, so we'll be having a entry over here about the internet gateway. Okay, so internet gateway have enable the request to the internet 0.0.0.0/0. Okay, through the internet gateway, okay, through the internet gateway. So from here it goes and out and reaches to the internet. Okay, so instead here, this is internet. Okay, so instead here what happens is that it has a only one route. Okay, so it has a only one route, which is having the local route table. Okay, it has only one route which has a local route table. Okay, so local route. Now tell me how and when and where. Okay, so where do you find this route table? Okay, so where do you find these two route table to be public and private? Okay, so now let's go back to the console. As you can see here, so I have two subnets. Okay, so I have only one VPC. Okay, sorry, I need to log in again. Okay, all right, so now I have VPC. Okay, so I have now only one VPC, and then I have a three subnets. Okay, out of three subnets, let's focus on subnet 1 and subnet 2. Okay, the subnet 1 and subnet 2. Okay, as you can see here, subnet 1 is having a, and having a having attached to the route table. Okay, so the RB, so BD8. Okay, so the second subnet 2 has been attached to the route table. Okay, 8FAA. Okay, now let's go back to the route table and see what are these two defines. Okay, so now let's see. Okay, so now let's see the route table here. Okay, so if you can see the routes. Okay, if you can see the routes, the route table is being enabled with the internet gateway. Okay, so this is the internet gateway. As you can see here, the internet gateway here. So we have only one internet gateway that has been attached to this VPC. Whatever the VPC is created. Okay, we have only one VPC, and then we have a two route table. Okay, so the route table, internet gateway route table is having the route of internet gateway, attached to internet gateway route enabled, just like this, as you can see here. Okay, internet gateway route table, so this is the, okay, so this is a public route table, right? So which has the internet gateway 0.0.0.0, the internet gateway is be allowing through this internet gateway. Okay, so now let's go back here. As you can see here, 0.0.0.0/0 has been allowing traffic through this internet gateway, so that this particular subnet, whatever has been subnet associated. Okay, so um, okay, so now we can, we can just go and associate this subnets, right? So we can just go and edit subnet association. Okay, we can associate the subnet 1. Okay, so that this subnet 1 will be, the subnet 1 will be associated to the internet. Okay, so now this subnet 1 is having internet gateway route table. Okay, the subnet association, we have subnet 1 is been associated. All right. Okay, now let's go back to the private route table. Okay, so the private route table is not having a, okay, so its private route table is not having the route of internet gateway over here. Okay, so there is no internet gateway route is been enabled over here. It has only private route, local route. Okay, so that's what it is mentioning over here. So it has only local route. Okay, and subnet associated will be subnet 2. Okay, so but if you can come here, here subnet associated will be subnet 1. Okay, the route for this one will be internet gateway route, and then this one will be internet gateway, nothing is there. Okay, this is a single. So this is how we will be identifying, like, which subnet, will be a private subnet, and then which subnet will be a public subnet. Okay, so the question answer for this particular question will be, I will be finding my subnet if it is private or private or public based on the route table, whatever is being enabled, that enables the route to the internet gateway to access the internet. Okay, so that is the answer you have to be mentioning to your interviewer, that what is the, okay, so what is the, sort of how to find the private and public subnet based on two subnets whatever we have created. Okay, so hope this hope this video finds you, so well, and hope you understood the concept. Okay, so in the future classes we are going to discuss more and more concepts like this. Okay, so these kind of questions are not really the real-time interview questions. Okay, if you go for an interview, and there are most possible way that, most possible so possibilities that, the interviewer will ask you this kind of questions. Okay, instead of giving a straightforward question, what is VPC and what is subnet, so he'll be asking you this kind of a complex question, so that, he'll be testing your knowledge, whether you have really done hands-on experience or not. Okay, so guys, please be prepared for interviews. Okay, good luck for your interviews as well. Okay, so stay tuned, and I'll see you in the next video.